Welcome to the Octopod. I'm Kyle Davies, head of the Office of the CTO. Join us as we dive into the latest technologies and trends shaping business. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, a business leader, or just looking to stay ahead in the digital age, this podcast is for you. Let's unlock opportunities with technology together. Let's jump in.
And we're going to delve into the announcements and thoughts and feelings from HPE Discover. And we're joined by our own Kyle Davies. Kyle, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure, thanks, Rob. Hi, everyone. I'm Kyle Davies. I'm the head of the Office of the CTO at CDW, and I just had the great pleasure of going to HPE Discover.
In part one, we gave a bit of an overview of what is Discover and the release of the virtualization platform. Part two, we talked about all about AI and the release or announcement of HPE Private Cloud for AI. But we touched right at the end of that, Kyle, about how actually operationalizing all of this stuff, easy for some to say, and thinking about data operations, etc., is going to be really key going forward. And obviously, HP acquired OpsRamp not that long ago, really, in the scheme of things. I believe there was quite a focus on that at the event and some announcements, etc., on the future of their investment in that product.
Yeah, there was quite a bit under the radar announced with OpsRamp. There were some very key things announced around AI and observability for AI, which we'll come on to in a second. But then there's a lot more around the OpsRamp capabilities on the stands as you walk around the solutions hall or the expo hall.
Just for everyone's view, I guess, what's your sort of 10 seconds, probably too short, but your 30-second overview, what is OpsRamp? Yeah, I mean, for those that haven't come across it, what is it from a base capability? Before we talk about the cool new stuff, let's set them base.
So what is OpsRamp? It's a couple of things, really. It's observability, so monitoring into the deep levels of your applications, estates, and your Kubernetes platforms and things like that. What it also provides you is FinOps capability for your public cloud. Right, so think of OpsRamp as the overlay to the hybrid cloud message from HPE. Right, starts to look at the automation, the orchestration framework, starts to look at your cost control measures, and providing you with those insights to make informed decisions.
Right, that sort of multi-cloud management platform from our platform of the future architecture would be an OpsRamp capability.
Exactly, and some of you may not know, actually, because I didn't until recently, was that when you buy some of your servers via GreenLake, which we do in ServiceWorks, it actually includes OpsRamp licensing.
Cool. So there could be customers out there that have got capacity licensing for this already, they just haven't got it deployed. So
yeah,
maybe give our teams a call and figure that out, and we can help you get it, and you can have a view and see what value it's bringing.
Yeah, if you've already got it, give it a go, and if you can make some efficiency somewhere, then why not?
Yeah, exactly. Save some money, consolidate some tools.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Okay, so what was the AI observability piece first? Then I guess that was the over the radar, as it were, announcement. What was that themed around?
So if we think about observability in general, everyone throws observability around a lot as a word at the moment, and the easiest way of just kind of bringing this down to what it means from an AI perspective is getting visibility into the complete AI stack. Right, so that is your networking layer, that's your storage, your compute, maybe your virtualization layers in some cases, right? Then taking it a step further and looking at the model itself, right? The NVIDIA NIM that you're using, the AI software and the tensor elements that you're running. It will then start to look at the GPU overload that might be taking place from a buffer perspective on those GPUs. And it's basically providing you that full view of the AI platform. So if you deploy, like I said on the last one, a chatbot, right? So again, not the most cool thing in the world, but if I've got that running on my external website or my internal systems, maybe more productive, whatever it might be, if it takes 10 minutes to respond, you're going to stop using it, right? And realistically, if you're impatient like me, if it takes more than 10 seconds to respond, you're going to stop using it, right? So how do I, within OpsRamp, see what's causing that delay? So it will, over time, using the AI in inverted commas, look at the baseline performance and then try and give you recommendations around keeping it within that baseline performance. So let's just say that this model was giving me a response within 5 seconds normally, and now it's taking me 30 seconds or a minute.
Yeah.
It will tell you through a nice graphical interface and a spider diagram and all that kind of stuff that gets drawn out, where in the stack is the problem. So is it in the model? Is it in the data latency? Is it in the compute layer and the accelerators are overloaded? Or even really simple, is it just you need a couple more Kubernetes nodes? Like as in the virtual nodes you deploy across the hardware.
Yeah.
And with that recommendation, with the I'm going to call that a co-pilot assistant for AI within OpsRamp, on the right-hand side, you can say, well, this is where the problem is. Or you can say, where is the problem with my chatbot? But the cool bit then is that, okay, cool, can you give me a recommendation to resolve? It will give you a recommendation to resolve.
And then I believe you played with this a little bit while you were there. What were your initial thoughts on that? Because we've all seen these in the past. And we talked about this about your camera the other day and the Microsoft troubleshooting assistants in Windows. And generally, I think those have been in the industry for a while. Trust it. But it actually fixed your camera the other day, which is, I mean, shows that where these things are evolving to. How did you find OpsRamps's recommendations? I mean, you got a techie background.
Yeah.
You can have a bit of a view on this.
So I know that it's a tailored environment, right? Because these are demos on a stand, right? And I get to run, so it's not that someone's clicking it for me.
Yeah.
But it gave me a recommendation which showed that the issue was the Kubernetes node thing that I mentioned a moment ago. And it gave me the reason why, right? And it gave me the reason with the number of calls that it was making against the node that it had. There was a limitation in that architecture of X number of calls per node.
Cool.
And it gave you the reason why. But the cool bit for me was, do you want me to fix it for you? And you can say, yes, but tell me a bit more. And they would give you what it would do to fix this. Now, it would either give you a step-by-step guide on how to do it manually if you really wanted to do so, right?
Let's face it, some admins would do to start with, because let's face it, how many people have turned automatic DRS on and it's been around for a long time. So we always have that nervousness with admin.
I do remember the days of turning on DRS and then realising that your SQL nodes were moving every 2 seconds and then it was causing massive issues. Exactly. Lessons learned over time.
Yeah, so build trust first, do it manually, but once you get some confidence.
Yeah, and to be fair, if you read the recommendation and you read what it's going to do, and then you say, yes, I would like you to do that for me, it then asks you to reconfirm. So it doesn't just go away and do it again. And you can set a workflow that says go and get approval and a change board and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I say, yes, go for it. And it will then create that CI/CD pipeline kind of view. And when the time is right, it will then expand that node count, or it will down the cluster, or it will do whatever it needs to do to fix the problem. If it's a hardware-based problem where it's running out of resource full stop, there's nothing there. But there is an element, if it's on GreenLake, maybe we'll look to advise you to order another node, right, with the right config. Right, and maybe spit that out so you can give that to your partner, like CDW.
Yeah.
And then we'll get that ordered for you, right?
And then obviously all of the other automation built into the GreenLake platform, etc., would mean offboarding that physical node is easy, then expanding out the platform's easy as well. So yeah, no, it makes sense. And
that was kind of like the over the mark piece. But the next cool bit though for me was the announcement of the further integration of CrowdStrike into OpsRamp on the security perspective. So thinking EDR, right, as endpoint detect response, and allowing people to have a unified service map of their endpoint security across their entire infrastructure within OpsRamp. Yeah, right. Now, there's a bit there, how do I know if I'm being data poisoned for my language model? How do I know X, Y, Z? I don't know the details for that yet. We haven't had hands-on experience yet. But the concept behind it allows us to get more visibility and control measures for response if something was to go terribly. That was the main thing for OpsRamp for me. And just outside of that, there is the OpsRamp Copilot for general issues in a hybrid cloud environment. Yeah, right. So again, natural language interaction to help those level 1 engineers, service desk analysts, to really start enabling them to do more and shift left the work.
It's part of that shift left conversation is so important, but these environments aren't getting any simpler. That's the problem, is it? You know, we're looking at multiple cloud providers, multiple data centers, edge deployments now for inferencing or computer vision or whatever it happens to be. Finding the problem across these complex environments and networks isn't easy. So
it's not easy. I think there's another thing for it to me as well, because someone's going to go, yeah, but it's all HPE. Well, OpsRamp works against any OEM.
Yes.
Right. So if you run a multi-vendor environment across your different data center estates in certain regions because of easy buying cycles within a certain region for Dell over HPE, for example, you can still then use OpsRamp as a observability stack and bring it back in to allow you to create that day 1, day 2 operational stuff more consistent. Because you can still create orchestration and automation layers in there to push down to the other equipment.
Yeah. No, I think that's important. That's, I guess, the joy of it to some degree of it being an acquisition, because it was independent beforehand. It still has that independent lines. And it's great that HPE have maintained that and seen the vision that actually them being, also not being's the wrong word, but playing nicely with us, I guess is the term, is actually to their advantage more than anything else.
Comes back to the HP message, flexibility and choice to deliver your workload, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud.
Thanks for listening. I've been Rob Sims, Chief Technologist for CDW.
And I've been Kyle Davies, Head of the Office of the CTO. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Be sure to check out the back catalogue for more great insights. Don't forget to subscribe via your favourite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. We appreciate your support. And if you have a topic you want us to cover, feel free to reach out. Catch you next time.